Over the course of more than a decade, Leeds has grown to be the cornerstone of understanding what leadership in Maya is like. It stood as a catalyst for empowering countless generations of Mayans to understand that leadership goes above and beyond the positions, titles, and grand ambitions we so often restricted to. By fostering a culture that values initiative and individuality, Leeds has always encouraged everyone to step up and create positive impact, regardless of who they are and where they find themselves in. This year, we wanted Leeds to be something more. While diversity in leadership has been and will always be the heartbeat of this project, the vision for Leeds at Large was to explore a theme that will set it apart: its very own soul. So, why are all the papers white? Who is the person we voted out? And who is our group's mole? What is the point of all of this? At this point, for most of your life, the image you have of leadership has always been quite consistent. Running for a position in the student council, captaining your batch in the school cheer competition, leading your group's presentation for that one hellish subject, or simply stepping out of your comfort zone as the first step to your leadership journey. Across all of these moments, I'm willing to bet that all of the visuals of the memories that come to mind have you never being alone. Throughout the highs and the lows, you were always with someone you knew, and someone you had a pretty personal relationship with. The best friend who was always there for you, the teacher who turned out to be the first person you looked up to, the classmate who you secretly hated but had to work with, the three-person GC with a weird name, the oversized high school friend group, the first situationship that ended up wasting your time, the second, the third, the fourth, and everyone else. Well, the bottom line is, you were always with someone you knew. People you have known for years, and people you have grown to trust. But you see, the new university, the new org, the new SEM, the new class, and the new project always come at you like really rough landings. 3 or 4, maybe 5 friendly faces out of more than 200 barely familiar ones. Mysterious batchmates in this class, intimidating upperclassmen in this committee, quirky lower years here, people with weird and funny names there, and people you may have even heard 1 or 2 rumors about. And literally, everything in between. The group you met in last week's Core GA, are they really your new friends, or are they talking about you behind your back? The people you ate lunch with earlier, do they really find you funny, or do they find you a bit too weird? The person you got paired with for this project, can you really rely on him for half of your grade? Well, that's the beauty of uncertainty. The game of life will often have you chasing imposters, traitors, and moles that most of the time aren't even there. To answer everyone's questions, as you may have already guessed by now, there aren't any moles. There aren't any secret teams, and no participants were working with Core either. And yes, we may have lied a few times, but I'm sure you guys understand. The soul of Leeds at Large is indeed the dimension of uncertainty, but not in the way that you doubt everyone and protect only yourself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. We wanted you guys to embrace uncertainty as a way to meet new people, try new experiences, and make new memories with a group you might not otherwise have gone with. We know, as early as last night, some of you may have already figured out the fact that there really is no mole. Some of you tried to convince other participants, and some of you even tried to get some Core and Fassies to confess. But even then, the mere chance that there might be a mole kept you on your toes, trying to observe all of your teammates and fighting for your family's hard-earned points. However, gracefully or not, you went through 2 modules, more than 10 amazing race stations, and countless activities, segments, and mind games, all because you believed in each other. In the face of uncertainty, when you had no real reason to do so, and even when we deliberately pitted you against each other, you chose to work together and trust one another. Yes, you'd probably much rather be in the same committee as your friend who you applied to this project with. You'd much rather be active in an org where you already know someone. You'd much rather be in the same class as your blockmates from first year, first sem. But think about it. Even if you are a freshie, a sophomore, or a junior, how did you meet the people whom you call friends now? You asked the questions and got to know them. You risked loosening your grip and letting your guard down just enough to let them in. You opened up and told them stories that took years for you to even realize on your own. The craziest part is, it could have started anywhere. From a simple greeting as you walked past each other along SecWalk, a dap up in Mateo after being introduced by common friends, or getting assigned to the most random, unexpected leadership opportunities out there. Don't believe me? Wait, you really think we would lie to you and try to deceive you? Oh. Okay. Hear it from these people.
Hi, I'm Dominic Tan, currently serving as your Maya President.
Hi, my name is Stacy.
My name is Rain Ong. I am the current Prime PM.
Hi, I'm Chaska Angelo from 3BSME, the current Prime Project Manager.
And before all of this kind of came about, before I even got to the position where I am today, there was so much more before that I really didn't consider to be possible. When I went for the 3YDC position, it was something that was truly unfamiliar to me.
Especially since that was my first time kind of joining the YDC office or CBAB in general. And I was actually doubting, like, did I know enough to be a PM or was I good enough to be a PM? But I guess I was just really lucky to have a really supportive set of PMs or also a really supportive office.
Stacy was my friend at the time, and it was little did we know that it was through that project where we would get closer and get to the relationship that we are in today. And I think that just encapsulates how uncertainty really does shape our leadership journeys.
I guess I really needed someone to lean on or just a really strong support system. And I was very, very lucky to have my friends and Dom alongside.
So I think that initially I'd say that I was also a bit, not unsure, but didn't really know how to navigate my mentorship when we first got introduced to each other. I didn't know that I'd be able to find someone who's not just one of my closest friends, but also one of my big sisters that I've never gotten. And through everything, even if we've known each other for such a short time, I've been able to not just like be myself in front of her, but also grow a lot from her and be inspired by her. And very much coincidentally, I remember this one time I asked her if I should go for Prime PM.
During the interview period, that's when she found out and she messaged me, you didn't tell me that you're going for Prime PM pala. And then when we were both accepted already, of course I was very proud of her. Like, I am her mentor, and seeing her achieve new things, doing things that scare her, it's something that is very much fulfilling for me because all throughout the process I was there for her. She was consulting me for everything, as if I also know what I'm going to do, as if I'm very sure about all of the steps that I'm taking. And then when we were both accepted, there's a lot of doubts na parang, oh, what if this thing will just ruin my relationship with my ments? What if it won't turn out great like we all wanted it to be? But then I realized that it's all about perspective and doing things together as long as we have the same vision. I am happy to say that with Elena, Rain and I are still going through the same vision. And I hope that it's going to be that same kind of vision and same kind of relationship that I'm going to have with her for the rest of this lifetime. I love you, Rain.
So, honestly, I would say that literally everything about my leads journey has been full of uncertainty, unpredictable.
Around a year ago, I was in your leadership. I was in your position, also discerning about my leadership path. And I think it was through leads that I was able to was empowered to step up in MEA.
I didn't even know what I was going to do in leads. I just knew that I wanted to be a part of it.
when you're dealing especially with like a project that it's offsite, and I think there's so much things to worry about. About things that can go wrong, about the way you want to be with your core members, be with the people, and work in a way that gets everybody motivated.
But in the middle of that all of the uncertainty and seeing things actually work out and making even new friendships, like with my co-PMs and my core heads and my core members and my facilitators, and all of these unlikely friendships that wouldn't have happened without Leads. That uncertainty has brought so many more blessings than what I would have gotten if I had run away from it.
In this process of being a Leads PM, I thought that it was all about making the right choices, the right decisions. But along the way, I realized that I never really knew that when I was making the right decision. I think it was really embracing that uncertainty and really trusting yourself and leading.
But what I learned about dealing or coping with these challenges, these things that we always constantly worry about, is really just to appreciate the time that we have with the people we work with.
Every person has their own abilities. Every person has their own ambitions, and I believe that those things alone are very, very powerful things, and it can lead you to amazing things. Like, just look at these leads that we have right now. I wouldn't change my PMs out for anyone else. I wouldn't change anyone in my core out for anyone else. Like, it's the best team that I could ask for. They have given so much into this project, and I will forever ever be grateful for the people that they are and the dedication that they put into this, because they also face the same uncertainty, and every single one of these people that made this project go from ideas into everything that's here right now, they gave everything. And I think it just shows that uncertainty will never ever be a bad thing as long as you take it in the right way.
Which of these words resonate with your idea of leadership?
Empathy. A good leader guides people on where to go and what to do, but a great one enters their world and walks alongside them.
Vulnerability, because in leadership, you need to be able to admit what you don't know and learn with the people around you.
Empowerment. We weaken leadership by expecting too little of you. And we see the next potential of the next generation of Mayans. So we expect a lot from you. So find your fullest selves, realize your potential, and empower yourselves and each other in this coming Leads.
Selflessness. Leadership is all about selflessness because it stems from a drive to be of service to anything beyond yourself.
Collaboration. It's about working with and getting to know the people within the org and in the partner community.
Passion. Because it takes great love and passion to keep doing what we do, no matter how hard and no matter how challenging. It is really this great passion that allows us to go above and beyond for our orgs.
Inclusivity. So it's about personally connecting with the people that you interact with, even though with the slightest of interactions.
Courage. Because when you're a courageous leader, you're also able to inspire your members to also have courage in themselves. And so with that, you'd also be able to have enough bravery to be able to make things happen for your organization.
Trust. Trust because it's a value that you'll really need to latch onto. Trust in the process because you'll get there. Trust in your colleagues because the journey will be empty without them. And trust in yourself because the potential that you unlock comes from the graces that you grant yourself.
More. Leadership is so much related to the word more, because when you're a leader, you become more, you care more, and you learn to love more. So here's to more in Maya and more by Maya.
Not just titles,
Not just positions.
Not just big moments.
Leadership can start anytime.
Leadership can start anywhere.
Leadership starts in the beauty of uncertainty.